Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Deb C, and the place to be, it's Deb C. Bloop, bloop, that's me. Boop, Deb C. Hey guys, happy Wednesday. I hope everybody is having a wonderful week and had a great day. So let's get right into it. I'm going to recap and talk about this week's episode of a sorority mom's guide to Rush. You know that it does air Monday nights on Lifetime at 10 o'clock Eastern. I don't know the other times, but 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so this week we have two new young ladies who are rushing. We have Alexis and we have Hadley. Alexis lives in Florida and she goes to Ole Miss. Hadley this is kind of a different situation. Hadley is a sophomore at the University of South Carolina. So we have two new young ladies that we are following on their Rush journey. So Alexis, she lives in Florida with her mom. Her mom and her mom's whole family went to University of Georgia. They're Bulldogs. And they also have a rich history of sorority life. They've all gone through the Greek Panhellenic system. And her mother in particular was a Kappa Kappa Gamma. Her name's Paula. And at first I didn't quite hear it, but I was like, her mother seems a little older. At first, I didn't see that it was a mother. I thought it was maybe her grandmother, but then she had said that she had adopted Alexis when she was 60. So she had met her, she had hugged her, and she was like, this is my child. That's it. I am going to adopt her, which is awesome. But Paula is like the ultimate helicopter mom. Like, if it says helicopter mom in the dictionary, there's Paula's picture right there. And Paula is very involved in Alexis's life. So for Alexis, this is her going to Ole Miss. She's going to Ole Miss. Her entire family had gone to Georgia, University of Georgia. So she's going to Ole Miss. She just wants to become independent is what this is. And I don't blame her. And Hadley, wait a minute. And Alexis, Paula appear to maybe come from some money. Okay, so in South Carolina, we have Hadley. Hadley is a sophomore at the University of Carolina. Her family I don't want to say they don't have money, but they're not super wealthy or anything. They're like middle class probably. But Hadley is deciding to rush when she's a sophomore because of what happened her freshman year. Her freshman year, she went in thinking that she was going to make all these friends, and it turns out she didn't. She kind of led an introverted life, I guess. Like she would go to classes and then go back to the dorm and really not have a social life. So she would really like to get more of a social life. And whereas Alexis's entire family had gone to college, Hadley is really the first from her family to go to college. So as we know, Bill Alverson is going to be in the episode. I'm going to tell you, I love Bill Alverson. Could I watch a show just with Bill Alverson? I could. I think the reason why I like Bill Alverson, he's funny. He has like that dry, sarcastic sense of humor kind of, but he also puts his foot down with the mothers who are very overbearing, and he just tells it exactly like it is. He gives great advice to the girls, to the young women who are rushing, and he gives great advice. He just gives great advice. I could see him being like, just like your favorite uncle or something, you know, like he gives great advice, and he gives them self-confidence, and like, I don't know. I really like Bill. I like Bill a lot. So Bill first visits Alexis, and don't cup the cooter. We find that if anybody is watching this and they plan on rushing next year, don't cup the cooter, meaning don't stand there with your hand in front of your vajayjay, because that then draws their attention to your private area, and nobody wants that. Okay. And one thing I learned, that you have to reevaluate your social media like 6 months before, because they actually will go through your social media to check and see like what kind of person, what kind of girl you're portraying out there. And I heard a rumor that supposedly University of Alabama's sororities may have a rule starting next rush season that there are to be no posts. I would find that maybe, I don't know. I find that kind of hard to believe, because I feel like the post on TikTok and the start of Rush Talk on TikTok has drawn even more people to that university, and have drawn people, women in particular, young women, to want to rush there. And I wouldn't be surprised if attendance has risen, if applications from young ladies have increased for the University of Alabama just for that reason. Okay, and listen, go Bill, because Bill gives Paula some homework. She's like, you are to go on mute. And he told her, he said, listen, you have to sometimes step back. You have to zip your lip and just believe that what you taught her is going to be put into action, and everything will be okay. You just have to believe that. Hadley is very nervous she's very nervous because she is a sophomore. She's a sophomore, and when you go through, everybody in your pledge, that's pledging with you, that you're walking around with, is, you know, I was gonna say is rookies, are freshmen. So there's really nobody in your exact situation that you can kind of bond with, or that can navigate you through. I mean, the only person that I would think that could navigate you through, and thank God they have them, would be what are called rokai. And those are sitting sisters at each of the sororities that are paired up with a group of PNMs, potential new members, and they kind of help navigate them through. And they're anonymous. Like the rokai doesn't come in and say, hi, my name's Debbie, and I am a sister at Delta Zeta. You know, they don't say, they just help them navigate their way through. So thank God for those rokais. So here is another tip Bill gives. Bill says to go and scrub your social media. Go back like 6 months, scrub your social media, because like I said, the sisters will go through and they'll look at everything. And Alexis, I guess, was saying like, you really shouldn't even have pictures on there that make it, even if even if it implies that you're drinking. Like, you could be holding a bottle that's, let's say it's a root beer, or let's say it's, like a fancy mineral water, and they might see it and be like, oh, that's an alcoholic beverage. And then that's maybe one shot, 1 point against you. Okay. Bill also then goes to meet Hadley, and Hadley's parents, they really want to just give her the best chance that she can have to get into a sorority, because, like I said, they don't have tons of money, and so, but they want to help her out, and they want to reward her just because she's gone farther in schooling than anyone else has in the family. And when Bill and Hadley meet, Hadley really hasn't done anything, though, as far as like getting all her ducks in a row. Like, she hasn't registered, she doesn't have a resume, she hasn't picked out her outfits, she doesn't have any first round videos made. So she's kind of behind. So they're going to get all of that done. Now, what the Rush video is, the Rush video is really the first chance that the sororities have of seeing you. It's like a first impression of a PNM. And they want to see your personality, but they want to make sure that the girl and the personality they see on the video is really the personality that exists in real life. So to say, don't go in and act like you're something that you're not, because, if you do that and then you go and you rush and you meet them in person and they see that you're different, then they're gonna be like, well, what's this? But also, if you're fake, I would think that if you're fake in your video and then you're fake when you go and you talk to them in person, what if they like that, and then you get in there and you see that you don't fit? And that's not, so that's what I'm saying. Be yourself on the video, be yourself in person, and then the houses, that way it's a better fit for everybody. That way you're not in a sorority that you may eventually have to just drop out of because you're not comfortable, because you weren't being yourself. Okay, so what was I gonna say here? Where's my notes? Oh, okay. So, okay. So then we have, okay. So then, Alexi was talking, you can tell they have money because Lexi's talking to her tennis coach about like Rush and about Bill Alverson. Bill said he wants her to be outgoing, but that's really not like how she is. And she's just worried maybe about not being accepted. And at one point there, he's kind of thinking like, is she only rushing because she's doing it for her mom? Like her mom put so much pressure on her. Near the end, I don't think that's the case. I feel like her getting into a sorority, first of all, her picking her own sorority that she wants to get into rather than being forced into her mother's sorority would be best, because she's truly going to be independent. And I think she is rushing just so she can make friends and she can really get out there and be independent. So Paula's, in the meantime, Paula's talking with her sister and her niece. I felt like she was almost helicoptering them also. She's kind of like, my question was, is she helicoptering her or smothering her because she doesn't want to leave her? Like she's going to be scared when she leaves. which I was really surprised that she is letting her go to Ole Miss, like 2 states away for college. That was kind of surprising to me. Okay, so Hadley, her mom, and her mama, they go shopping. They meet Bill to go shopping. And her mother's worried. Hadley's mom, Heather, is worried about Hadley feeling kind of uncomfortable when she is standing there, amongst other young ladies who might have, deeper pockets and, are standing there in like head to toe labels, like David Ehrman, Tiffany, and all this, blinged out jewelry and everything. And there she is without this like huge budget. But listen, Bill says, and Bill put this perfectly, you're not going to be wearing a tag. Be confident, present yourself well, and you'll be fine. And if anybody is like, oh, I love your dress, where did you get it? Just say something like, oh, I got it at this cute little boutique called Grace's. And that's all you have to say. And I love that. I love that. So Paula's biggest fear, she says, her biggest fear is that Alexis is going to fall in love with the sorority and then get her heart broken if they don't accept her. And she feels like, that's something that as an adopted child, that maybe it's rejection is really heartbreaking for her. Okay, so Bill also talks to Alexis and Paula, and he's like, we then find out that she did decide to go to school like 2 states away without telling her mom like the real reason. And the real reason is because she wants to be independent. She has an independent spirit in her, and she just wants to get out and build her own life and kind of not live so much like under the shadow of the family. She really wants to get out and live her own life. I mean, Rush, it's your chance to just be bold, get out there and create your life. Don't live in the shadow and the history of your mother's life. And listen, they then left for Ole Miss. And she said that it was going to be the biggest rush class Ole Miss had. 5,200, that's 5,200 young women are rushing at Ole Miss with less than 1,000 spots available. So that is going to be some competition. Okay, Hadley's move-in day. Hadley is really, like I said, she's rushing to make friends and become a little more social. She's very scared. She's very nervous. She's scared that she's going to get in there and people are going to hear her talking and they're going to say, oh, this country bumpkin. And Bill was like, it's not country bumpkin. If anything, could be like Southern Belle. Okay. I mean, it's in South Carolina. So, I mean, everybody else is going to have, a country accent, like an accent, a countrified accent. So it shouldn't be that bad, but she's a little nervous just because last year she really didn't get out and have like a big social life. Okay, so we have we went over it last week, but we have the 4 levels. The first level or first stage of a rush is open house. That's when everyone wears the same shirts for the first 3 days. And you basically go in, you watch videos of the houses. You rank each of the houses, but also the sisters watch videos of the PNMs and they rank the PNMs as well. So everybody is getting ranked. Also, listen, both of the families are in each of the towns. Paula has leased a house in Ole Miss to be there. And Hadley's parents have rented or are staying at a hotel. Okay, so next up is Philanthropy. Philanthropy is really the first time that the PNMs get to see the inside of each of these houses. This is where they go in and they find out about the philanthropy and the charitable work that each of these houses, each of these sororities do. So for Philanthropy round, Alexis got, the most I believe you can get is 8. You can get back 8 houses. Alexis got back 5 houses. Her mom's sorority and her grandmother's sorority were not amongst the 5 that she got back. She tells her mom is devastated. This right here, I believe truly that she didn't get in because legacies, from what it sounds like, legacies do not hold as much weight as they did in the past. Like in the past, I guess if you walked in and you were like, a legacy, I'm a legacy. Well, then they had to take you. That's not how it is now in fraternities and sororities in 2025, from what I've heard. Hadley, on the other side, Hadley in South Carolina, Hadley got all the houses back that she wanted. Okay, so next we have Sisterhood. Sisterhood for Philanthropy and open house. Everybody was wearing like the shirts that you get from the Greek Panhellenic of that university. But Sisterhood is when all the pretty dresses come out. So Alexis has 3 sororities left. She has DG, Delta Gamma. She has A Chi O, Alpha Chi Omega, and she has AO Pi, which is probably Alpha Omega Pi. I just wrote them down like that, DG, A Chi O, and AO Pi, spelling it out so that I don't say them wrong. And Hadley, it doesn't say which one she has, but it says that Hadley had visited 80 Pi, Alpha Delta Pi. And this is also the point at which you really want to make sure that these are the people you want to spend the next 4 years with. Now, preference. Last up is preference. Preference is where you put on your best dresses. The dresses that you deem are like the most impressive, your favorite, maybe they're your favorite color, maybe it's a color that complements your complexion, maybe it shows off your personality, whatever. This is when you bring out your best dresses. And that's pref round or preference. So Hadley is super happy, and I'm super happy. I have liked all the women, the young women that they have had spotlighted, but Hadley was so sweet because she went in, she was so nervous, she just wanted to make friends, and she is very happy with her choices, her house choices, but even more so, she says now that when she goes onto campus, there's people that she knows and know her and that she's friends with and she can hang out with. And that to me, and she says this is completely worth it just for that. And that made me so happy. And she's also saying that now people aren't saying I sound like a country bumpkin. They're saying I sound like a Southern belle. And I loved it. She's comfortable and she's happy and she's making friends. And that made me so happy. Okay, so bid day comes. Alexis had gotten and accepted a bid and ran home to AO Pi. And, oh, well, wait, no. Wait a minute. Alexis had gotten, no. Rewind that. So for preference, Alexis had AOPI listed as her number 1 and Tridel listed as her number 2. So bid day comes, Alexis got AOPI, and why did I not have what Haley got? I remember what Haley got. And Hadley had gotten accepted and had gotten a bid and had ran home to the number 1 sorority at University of South Carolina, and that's AOPI. And so excited, so happy for both of them. And it worked out. It really worked out beautifully for each one of them. Hadley is making friends and she's becoming more social. And Alexis, by not joining the sorority, one of the sororities that her mother or her grandmother was in, she's actually getting that independence that she is looking for. So I was so happy for both of these young ladies. So yeah, it was good this week. If you watched, please let me know what you thought in the comments. And if you enjoyed, give me a thumbs up. If you enjoyed, maybe think of subscribing. If you want to, cool. If you don't have to. Give me a little thumbs up. I would like to see some comments. I would love to discuss this. But listen, if nobody told you yet today you were loved, seen, and heard, please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there in the world so it comes right back at you. Please take care of one another. And remember, kindness is free, so let's sprinkle it around. Always be aware of your surroundings, be smart and safe. Let's hydrate with lots of water. And always remember that if you're in a dangerous situation, please know that Dolly and I are sending out our love, thoughts, and prayers so that you make it through. You may not, I don't think you may not get a video from me tomorrow night, because I believe tomorrow night there's a Steeler game and we're gonna be watching that. But upcoming videos, I still have to watch McBee Dynasty. I also have 2 boxes of treats that I'm going to be trying. One is from Universal Yums, and another one is an Asian snack box that looks very tasty from the TikTok shop. So I will see you guys probably on Friday. Love you guys, and I will see you Friday. Have a great day and a great evening. Bye, guys.